I want to take you to the Dave Chappelle monologue, just at the piece on Trump, because it was pretty powerful. And it was a good reminder of what a formidable candidate he was, and let's face it, is likely to remain. Watch this.
They're declaring the end of the Trump era. Now, okay, I can see how in New York you might believe this is the end of his era. I'm just being honest with you. I live in Ohio amongst the poor whites. A lot of you don't understand why Trump was so popular, but I get it because I hear it every day. He's very loved. And the reason he's loved is because people in Ohio have never seen somebody like him. He's what I call an honest liar. That first debate, I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen a white male billionaire screaming at the top of his lungs, "This whole system is rigged," he said. And the moderator said, "Well, Mr. Trump, if in fact the system is rigged, as you suggest, what would be your evidence?" You remember what he said, bro? He said, "I know the system is rigged because I use it." I said, God damn. And then Hillary Clinton tried to punch him in the taxes. She said, "This man doesn't pay his taxes." He shot right back. "That makes me smart." And then he said, "If you want me to pay my taxes, then change the tax code. But I know you won't, because your friends and your donors enjoy the same tax breaks that I do." And with that, my friends, a star was born. No one had ever seen somebody come from inside of that house, outside, and tell all the commoners, "We are doing everything that you think we are doing," inside of that house. They just went right back in the house and started playing the game again.
So good.
No, he's
so good inside
right.
that on.
You remember what he said with Rand Paul? That was what changed a lot of people's votes. Rand Paul, who was I've grown in admiration for him, especially about the lockdowns. And he said, Donald Trump represents the toxic brand of politics, quid pro quo. And he went on and he made some legitimate criticism. Trump didn't even blink. He said, "Yeah, absolutely. You came into my office. You wanted $10,000. I wrote you a check and you've been subservient and you've done whatever I wanted since." And I thought that was just amazing to hear somebody say that. And it kind of blew Rand Paul off the stage. But it's not wise to wrestle with Donald Trump because he's actually been in a wrestling ring himself and he doesn't care. And a lot of people thought, I mean, if you look at the people like an Anthony Fauci or even a Howard Stern or the Clinton group, anybody who thought they were going to go mano to mano with Donald Trump and just trash him, they didn't end up as well as they thought they would. And the other thing that's ironic and it's also tragic, Megyn, is that we have this group of candidates and Trump is just baying at the moon that they all owe him. So it is true that he really helped DeSantis win in 2018. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Yeah, he really did. And it was a very close race. Mike Pompeo will probably run, but we wouldn't have known him, Mike Pompeo, unless Trump had appointed him CIA Director of State, Secretary of State. He really empowered Nikki Haley by putting her in the national scene as UN ambassador, where she was very good and she got a lot of good airplay. And he endorsed Ted Cruz and made up with him. So that's what's sad about it. And Mike Pence, I don't think Mike Pence had a career left until Donald Trump selected him vice president. So in a way, that makes it even more tragic that all these people are going to run against him. He's going to scream and yell that he had a hand in giving them prominence. And they're going to say, "Yes, you did, but I don't owe you forever, given your behavior or what you've said. I can't condone that." And so it's just, the whole thing is tragic because we all know what he has to do and he knows what he has to do and he can't.
And by the way, Rand Paul, he's going to be on the show tomorrow. So one of the things
really
that's sad
admire
about
Rand Paul now. I mean, he's another person that after what Trump did to him like that, rather than just get irate, and he kind of ended his presidential campaign, he began to see that Donald Trump had some ideas and policies that were similar to his own. And he was very pragmatic. And what he did with those COVID hearings, I thought was absolutely necessary. And we all owe him a debt of gratitude.
He's the reason we know half of what we know about Dr. Fauci. He just wouldn't let it go. And he, as a doctor, saw it early on, and the lies, the dishonesty, the misleading. That's a separate issue. But
he's unafraid. When the whole Pelosi thing happened, it was, everybody was sending their thanks. Maybe it was untoward, but he reminded everybody that Pelosi's own daughter, when he was seriously injured with lung damage and broken ribs and pneumonia, she had said, "Seems like your neighbor was right." She was celebrating that, and she used not her married name, but the Pelosi name to give that message resonance. And Nancy Pelosi didn't say a word. And that was terrible for her to do that. And he brought that up, and everybody said, "Oh my God, he can't at this moment." Yeah, he can do that, to remind everybody that it's a two-way street. And once you break the rules, then you can't expect everybody to take you seriously as an enforcer of the rule.
That's right. That's exactly right. And by the way, most people were not saying it didn't happen or that Paul Pelosi deserved it. I didn't see any person of prominence saying that. There were just questions about the story being released by the police. I've never been able to compost before. I've never tried composting before. It just seemed too complicated and like too much work. Not anymore, thanks to Lomi. Lomi allows me to turn my food scraps into dirt with the push of a button, and it's fun. Lomi is a countertop electric composter that turns scraps into dirt in under 4 hours. There's no smell when it runs, and it's super quiet. Thanks to Lomi, I have way less garbage each week. Instead, I turn this waste into nutrient-rich dirt that I can feed to my plants. My kids and I now take the little leftovers from dinner, and instead of putting them in the garbage where they're going to smell if you don't immediately empty it, we put them in the little Lomi. And it's hilarious. You got to get the Lomi. Like, here's the little instruction sheet. I'm just going to give you a sample. Do's in terms of what you can put in there: fruit and vegetable scraps, food leftovers, plate scrapings. That's what we do. Meat scrapes and so on. Don'ts: hard bones. You can see that. Cooking oils. I can see that too, right? Go down a little. Shampoo. Don't put shampoo in your Lomi. Ready for it? Soiled diapers. Don't put that in your Lomi. Diapers, wipes, hygiene products, pet waste. Don't put that. So Lomi has idiot-proofed the whole process for you. Even I cannot screw it up. And I'm actually looking forward to the Lomi at the end of my meals. Now I'm composting. I'm creating soil instead of waste. And I still put the pet products out in the little pet trash can we have outside, as you should do too. I have a basically limitless supply of dirt from my growing garden. And if you want to start making a positive environmental impact and have fun reading the sheet like we are, or just make cleanup after dinner that much easier, Lomi is perfect for you. Head on over to lomi.com/MK. Use the promo code MK to get $50 off your Lomi. That's $50 off when you head to lomi.com/MK. Use promo code MK at checkout. Food waste is gross. Lomi's your solution. With the holidays just around the corner, Lomi will make the perfect gift for someone on your shopping list. Lomi.com/MK. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.